Hi, and welcome to my video cast. All right, we're going to do something a little different here today. Customer just brought me a machine, literally just dropped it off. I'm going to show you how I'm going to repair it. I'm going to diagnose it and repair it. This is going to be under 10 minutes, whatever it is, because that's what YouTube, makes me have to stick to, right? So this is the machine. It's an older machine. Swing it around here. This is the insides. He's got DDR. No, this is RAM bus RAM. That's how old this is. But he doesn't care. He tells me when he goes to turn it on, nothing happens. So let's check it out here. You can see this is my workbench. We got power there, keyboard, mouse, video, and network. Alright. So that's that. We got the test monitor here. I've got screwdrivers, power screwdriver if I'm feeling a little bit lazy. And let's see. Yeah, well, everything's plugged in. Check the switch on the back of the power supply. Switch it off, switch it on. Check the voltage setting. It's on 115 volts. It's dead, nothing's happening. Now, I've heard some other podcasts talking about testing power supplies, putting a multimeter on them and checking them out to see if what the voltage is coming out of them. It's just not a good way to test a power supply. It's time consuming. Look, I got a multimeter just like everybody else. I'll show you. It's right over here. You can't see over here because this is my camera's on a tripod, so it has to stay in one place. But you can sort of see how dusty my multimeter is. But here, let me open this up. I got this. This was like $200 back in the 1980s. It's a great little multimeter. I like it. Never use it. I know how to use it, but I'm not going to use it. I have dust all over my hands. The amount of time it would take me to pull that out, hook it all up, do all the things, even if the power supply was sort of working, at this point, could be a bad power supply, could be something wrong with the motherboard, I don't know. Motherboard's got a green light on it, I don't know if you can see that right in there. Motherboard's showing it's got power, so the power supply's sort of working, right? Could it be power supply? I don't know. Well, this is how easy it is to change a power supply. Check this out. All the whining and, noise people make about checking power supplies. Power supply is cheap. Pick them up for $25, and watch how fast I can change this. I pull the power cord out, right? It's got 4 screws on the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out 3 of them. I'm going to leave the, actually this case is a little different because it's got a, that's alright, doesn't matter. We're going to pull these out. It has a frame on it that holds the power supply in, and then the frame mounts to the case, which, don't even worry about it. I'm going to leave that last screw in, and the reason is I need to pull all the plugs, right? So we got 2 DVDs, so you pull the plugs from or CD drives, optical drives, floppy drive, hard drive, and motherboard connector, and the case fans, extra case fans, which are twisted up here, but nothing a set of wire cutters won't cure, so we'll just get some wire cutters out of my drawer. Alright, we'll put that wire tie, the zip tie off of there. That's it. Wait a minute, there's 2 other connectors on the board here. It's got a 4-pin connector. For some reason it uses one of these connectors, which I haven't seen a board that does that in a long time. Now, I'm going to take that last screw out. Bingo. And we're going to pull this power supply out. Right? This isn't rocket science. How many seconds did that take? Was it even a minute? Now, back over to my shelf again, outside of the camera range there. Okay? Brand new power supply sitting on the shelf. I pay under $25 a piece for these bad boys. And they work. What do if they didn't work, I wouldn't be using them. My reputation's on the line here, so I realize I'm going in and out of the frame, so bear with me on this because I'm still figuring out how to do this video effectively. Well, it's going to get the point across anyway. I hope this has all the connectors I need on it. You know what? I'm just realizing that there is a connector on this board that the power supply doesn't have. Well, that throws a wrench in the works, doesn't it? But you know what? I'm going to try it without that connector. Maybe it's optional. We'll find out in a minute. It's been a while since I worked on one of these older computers, and it probably needs it. If it didn't need it, it probably wouldn't be there. And I'm just going to throw one screw in it just to hold it in place while I hook it all up, because I don't want it to fall and knock anything off. You know, because it'll do that. If the power supply falls, it can hit against your CPU heatsink. It'll bust the fins or bust the connector right off of it. And that screw isn't working. Try a different one. Alright, so here we go. We got one screw in there, right? I'm going to throw the motherboard connector. This is a 20/24 pin, so we're going to split that up. Because this is an older board, it only needs the 20 pin. It doesn't need the other 4. Plug that in there. Alright, turn this around a little bit, maybe you can see it. That'll help, huh? Let's bring all these cables down here. And again, I'm not putting this in permanently, I'm just putting this in to test it. I know I'm not going to need any of these SATA connectors on a board this old. So let's see here. We've got the 2 IDE, or the optical drives that need power. So we'll give them each power. And the floppy drive, we'll just run that cable right over there. It's a tight fit. Okay, and then all that's left is the 4-pin connector on the board, which is around here somewhere. There we go. And the hard drive needs power. So, I noticed when the customer brought this to me, he didn't have this locked in place. What are you going to do? Customers. Alright, so everything's secure, and you can see that's why you put the... Probably best to put 2 screws in it. You saw that thing fly up when I plug power into it. Now, we turn it on, what happens? Well, you can see things are powering up. And the next thing I'm going to do is everything seems like it's working, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the power supply in permanently. We're going to go ahead and put the rest of the screws in the power supply, and I'm going to wire tie all these wires so it looks a lot nicer, and hook up these extra case fans, which I've not hooked up yet. And the customer brought it to me this way without any side panels or anything like that, so I won't have to put that back on. And it should be good to go for the customer at that point. Check.